Well, we have a unique opportunity to speak with two of the senior representatives of the Simon Wiesenthal Center, who are currently in Buenos Aires in connection with the anniversary of the deadly AMIA bombing from 1994, which took the lives of 85 innocent people and left 300 people injured and maimed. We have Dr. Shimon Samuels, based in Paris, who is our Director for International Relations, and Sergio Witter, who's our Latin American director, who actually lives and works in Buenos Aires. Dr. Samuels, if I can ask you first, can you fill us in on what exactly the Iranians have supposedly offered insofar as the AMIA bombing, what the response was of Argentinian authorities, and does this mean that Tehran is actually ready to be helpful in serving the cause of justice?
Iran for quite a while has been a spoiler in Latin America, and with a policy of deep penetration. It succeeded in the northern part of the continent. In Argentina, it has a problem. The problem is the implication of the Iranian, not only individuals, but government officials in the bombing of 1994.
How do we know that?
Interpol has named and indicted, put out so-called red notice arrest warrants for these 7 individuals, plus 1, so it's 8 in total, 1 being a Hezbollah operative. There's no doubt of the Iranian involvement, but this is a problem for the overall continental penetration policy of Iran. Therefore, they'd like to solve it. They came out at the right time, just before the 17th anniversary ceremony to commemorate the bombing with 300 wounded and 85 killed. They have announced that they're ready to meet at a summit level with the Argentine foreign minister, who happens to be Jewish, their foreign minister, to discuss all aspects of clarifying the situation in order to go back to business as usual, i.e. a firm commercial relationship.
What is the reaction from the special prosecutor in Argentina to this suggestion?
The special prosecutor is incensed. In fact, we shared a flight together down here, and he came out with a very forthright answer to the Iranian challenge. There were mixed messages coming from within the Argentine government. A very important and powerful figure, who is the head of the government council, an old friend of the Wiesenthal Center, Aníbal Fernández, has said, we are not going to deal with terrorists. On the other hand, the foreign minister, who is perhaps a little bit more optimistic, and even a few weeks ago already was involved in rumor about the situation, said that this is a very interesting breakthrough, and we have to explore it and see where it leads. Now, there is a feeling that that type of split within the Argentine government can only weaken its policy. There's also a feeling that the Iranians are using a great deal of muscle here, and they're going to invest a great deal of effort into it. Maybe Venezuela is involved. I know that according to a United States congressional group, there is a feeling that Venezuela is involved, but that's immaterial. It really depends upon the backbone of Argentina not following sort of the herd instinct of the Chavez-promoted ALBA group and the others that are interested in simply forgetting of this affair, closing the door on it, and thereby offending not only the memory of the victims, but also the honor of Argentina.
One last question on this matter. What do you think President Kirchner will decide?
President Kirchner has had a long tradition, together with her late husband, of standing at the podium of the United Nations General Assembly every September and demanding that Iran extradite the accused. We will know this year, in September, whether Argentina will continue with this policy. Obviously, if there's some deal, then it's over. But President Kirchner was present at it. She was very emotional. She was holding the arms of 2 young girls who had been bereaved in the bombing. 17 years is a long time for this to continue. The victims are waiting for closure. In fact, at the ceremony itself, there were divisive voices among those who spoke. Leading member of the group of families came out with a very vicious attack on officialdom and on the delay tactics. And therefore, this is a very complicated issue internally. It's become a domestic issue, and the newspapers are full of it. And it's not just a Jewish concern, it's an Argentine concern prior to the Argentine elections.
Thank you. Sergio, you live and work in Argentina. You cover the Latin America for our institution, and you've been following very closely, including being present at various OAS, Organization of American States, meetings and others. Can you give us a quick thumbnail about what we can expect if the Palestinians do try to go to the UN General Assembly this September with the unilateral declaration of the state? Can they expect support, significant support, from Latin American countries?
Well, definitely they can expect. They already received strong support from most of the South American countries. In fact, there was a very important UN-sponsored meeting in Montevideo, Uruguay, last March for Latin American and Caribbean countries, a meeting allegedly in support of the peace between Palestinians and Israel. But the meeting actually became Israel bashing business as usual. So yes, fortunately there will be a wave of strong support from South America, not only from the countries of the ALBA bloc led by Hugo Chavez, but also by Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, Peru, probably Colombia, a country in South America that will not follow that line.